So your feet connect to the ground and you can let your hands rest on your thighs, palms up or palms down. Taking a few breaths just to arrive right here. Feeling the connection to your seat and maybe the support behind you. And noticing your body pausing, maybe for the first time today, to pay attention to your breath. Keep noticing in-breath and out-breath. And I'll share this passage from Yogi Bhajan. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Such a beautiful passage as we are entering our last week of May. And we've been practicing the metta prayer this month and just using the word may. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Let's take a few more breaths right here. And bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. Sending some love and healing out into the world. We desperately need it. So we can make this intention, and then off the mat we can take action in any way that works for us to serve the greater good. And release your hands, and we'll start just turning the head left and right. Different than when we are lying down and we do this with our head on the pillow. So just feel what you feel and don't go past anything. Just feel that place where it's like, that's enough, and honor that. And we'll take a couple more times each way. You might notice one side feels different than the other. And this time, you can go to one side and pause. And take a deep breath. And through center and to the other side, pausing, deep breath in and deep breath out. And we'll go back to your first side and then drop the chin down toward your collarbone. So you've turned your head to the left or right, and then you've dropped your chin down. And you'll take your opposite arm. You can reach it out and maybe reach it back and maybe reach it behind you. Doing what you can, breathing. And if you need less, do less. And you can release the arm, gently lift your head and come back to center. Let's do chin to chest before the second side. Just chin to chest, breathing into your upper back and the back of your neck. And you might like to use your hands to lift your head up, coming back to neutral, and then turn your head. So we'll do the second side, dropping your chin toward your chest, noticing how this is, how this side is, and maybe, so it's the opposite arm. I can't see what that arm is doing, but I can feel it. I can reach out, maybe back, maybe reach behind the body. It will depend on your chair. And one more breath here. Full in breath and full out breath. Releasing the arm, gently lifting the chin and coming back to center. And one more time, chin to chest. And this time, if you'd like, you can clasp your hands and have them on the back of your head. That makes it more an increase or more intense. So notice if you need that. Certainly don't add too much. Maybe it's plenty without the arms. One more full breath. And you can use your hands again. Bring your head back up to neutral. Okay, last thing for the neck, be super gentle on this one. You just drop the right ear toward the right shoulder. It doesn't go very far, but again, getting a stretch on the side of the neck. And we'll come back up to center. And then other way. Oh, this side is much tighter for me. And another breath. And back up to center. Take your arms and reach them up. Reach them up, up, up. And exhale to your heart. And again, reaching out, around and up. Exhale to your heart. One more like that. And then you decide, yogi's choice. We're going to continue that movement, but you might keep your neck long, but you might gaze up, ready to look at the moon and an eclipse tonight. It's some fancy thing happening, 4 a.m., so make sure you don't miss it. Reaching up, inhale, exhale, center. You can keep your head in neutral, or you do the gaze like you're looking up at the sky, but the neck stays long. One more. Let your hands rest, palms up or down. Check in, feel your feet on the ground. Notice the support of your chair. If your eyes are closed, go ahead, blink them open. You can stay back in your chair, or I'm going to scoot forward a little bit just to change things up, and we'll take a side stretch. So the arms will reach up and you'll take one wrist. Think about lengthening from the waist all the way up the side, and then you can go to one side. Again, you don't have to go very far, and maybe it's better to have one arm down. And remember, a little easier to access breath on this open side, but see if you can breathe into the contracted side. And then we'll come back up. Second side, taking the wrist and going any amount that feels good. I kind of like my bottom arm just hanging. That feels nice. Breathing into both sides, the extended side and the contracted side. What's tempting is that we want to kind of twist, but we're trying to keep our torso forward. One more breath. And we come back up. Let's reach both arms up. And then both arms down and maybe back. You might have the space to reach back behind your chair. Inhaling up and exhaling down and maybe back. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And then you'll stay with this, or we inhale up. And on the exhale, you might lean forward and reach back. Inhaling up, sit up tall. Exhale, maybe a little lean forward and reach back, hinging at your hips, at your hip crease. Last one, inhale up. And exhale, lean forward and reach back. Coming back to neutral, pausing, noticing. Maybe closing your eyes. We'll take 3 breaths here. And blink your eyes open if they're closed, and let's take a twist. You pick the side. Feet are planted on the ground. We're nice and tall, and then we twist. The back arm can hook on your chair, or it could be by your side. Anywhere that feels comfortable. And maybe after the neck stuff that we did, you might look back over the shoulder behind you. And at the bottom of your next exhale, come back to center. We'll take 2 breaths here in the center. Big in breath, full out breath. One more. And then second side. Finding a comfortable place for the back arm, maybe looking over your back shoulder. We're always practicing awareness. That is part of the practice. And what do you notice on this second side? More receptive, less receptive, same. Maybe you're not sure. That's okay too. And at the bottom of your next exhale, come back to center. And you can scoot back in your chair if you'd like. Let your hands rest, palms up or down. Close your eyes or not. And just check in. Really sense how your body is feeling. We'll take a few more breaths right here, being instead of doing. One more breath right here. You can blink your eyes open. I'm going to scoot forward again. You can stay facing forward. I'm going to show side view. So we'll take some cats and cows, rounding and arching. You can use your hands. I'm going to have them on my knees so that can help pull my front forward and come into this back bend, spinal extension. And then I can also use the knees to round and pull. So I'm drawing belly in and trying to lengthen the back body. Cats and cows, and notice your breath. Usually we inhale for the open and we exhale for the close, but you can change that. Staying with that variation, or here's an option. Cactus arms, opening and rounding. Draw the forearms together. Inhale, open, heart reaches. And exhale, round. Following the breath. Remember, just because I'm cueing the breath doesn't mean you're right there. You're honoring your breath, the length of it, the comfort and the ease of it. Being aware. Take one more cat and one more cow. And then hands come down wherever they're comfy, and we'll take some Sufi rolls. So you may notice that there's a cat and a cow within this movement. Big or small circles. Maybe you close your eyes and feel the movement. And one more this direction, and then we'll switch direction. One more in this direction. And we pause back in center, nice and tall. Take your right leg out, any amount. So we're trying to stretch. I'm turned sideways so that you can see hamstrings or calves. So you can point and flex the ankle and see what feels good for you. When I point, I actually get top of the foot and shin. And then when I flex, I get the calves and a little bit of hamstrings. And just one more time, pointing and flexing. And then we'll hold the flex. Hold the flex. Yogi's choice, staying tall or perhaps leaning forward. And look, I'm using this other leg as support, but the ankle is flexed. If you feel it behind your knee and it's talking very loudly, bend the knee a little bit, or maybe soften the flex and then come back. Take a big deep breath here. Full exhale. And then we come back up and we switch sides. Sitting tall, pointing and flexing. It's interesting, the point and the flex. So this flexion is what helps us squat and do movements, and we lose a lot of that range as we get younger. So we practice this movement. Hold the flex and then consider staying tall or leaning forward, maybe using the leg as a support. It's almost like having a giant block, yoga block there. This side a little more, has a little more to say. Take two more deep breaths here. Deep breath in. Whoo, deep breath out. One more. And we come back up. And now let's take the right leg either in a cross or a cross leg or thread the needle shape. Looking for some kind of outer hip, outer thigh stretch. And again, you can stay tall or you can lean forward, any amount. We try to keep the spine long and we try to imagine the seat reaching down as we reach through the crown of the head. So we're not just casual Hey everybody, how's it going? We're very active and present and enjoying the stretch. We're in the hip, so maybe make a big exhale out of your mouth. You can make a lot of noise if you'd like. Two more breaths, staying forward or sitting tall. And then you'll come back to the tall position and we'll circle the ankle. So whichever leg is on top, and you circle the ankle a few times in each direction. Notice your breath. And then release the first leg. Second side. So crossing the leg is enough. You can get some sensation of stretch there, and that might be perfect for today. Or maybe the thread the needle or figure 4 shape. Staying tall or rooting down through your seat, but leaning forward. This is a hip hinge. So we're not bending with the spine like a cat-cow. We're staying with a neutral spine and just hinging at the hip. Noticing this second side. Maybe taking some vocal exhales. Imagine your whole body breathing. 2 more breaths. And come back to the tall spine and take the ankle circles. A few in each direction. We're never rushing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with going fast, but go slowly enough that you're trying to draw the circle and see which areas are. I have some zigzags in my circle. My circle is not smooth. There's some opportunities here. A couple more in this second direction. Good, and then release. Yogi's choice. We will take a standing gentle twist, or you can stay seated and do the twist like this, back and forth, not rushing. If you'd like to stand for the twist, oh, I just got 2 ankle adjustments. How exciting. Make sure you don't have anything in the way to hit your arms. Little bend in the knees and very relaxed arms, twisting. So if you're seated, yours won't be probably this fast, back and forth. Just take your time going side to side. And if you're standing, feel free to let your arms really flop around, and they might tap your body. A little lesson in letting go of control, because we want to control the arms, but we don't have to here. Keep a slight bend in your knees and breathe. Coming back to center. Side stretch. You can be seated or standing. We're going to clasp your hands and reach your arms out, and then reach your arms up, and then side bend. And back up and to the other side. And back up and release. Okay, well done. We're to make our way down onto our mats. I'm going to turn my fan on because it's a little bit of a steamer today. You will not need your chair again unless you want it for legs up the chair, but we'll take a traditional Shavasana. So I'm going to put my chair off to the side. And you'll come down. We'll pause in Arda Shavasana. So knees are bent, your feet are on your mat, and sometimes we'll make the tiniest little adjustments with the feet, with the legs, and you find that place, like the nice angle of a triangle here, that you don't have to hold your legs. I mean, obviously you hold them, but it doesn't feel so much like work. It's just this magical place. And then let your arms rest by your sides, palms up or down. And become aware of your breath. And at the top of each inhale, you'll take a very gentle pause, like a comma, not a full period or exclamation point. And then you'll go right into your exhale. And at the bottom of your exhale, a gentle pause. Through the nose, inhale, pause. Exhale, pause. You can close your eyes if you'd like. We'll do this for about 1 more minute. Take one more round. And then let your breath return to its own natural rhythm. Inhale just goes right into your exhale, and your exhale goes right into your inhale. Flowing in, flowing out. Couple more breaths. And please hug your knees in toward your chest. You can make this like an upside down child's pose with toes together and knees wide. Or have the legs more neutral and maybe a gentle rock side to side. Three more breaths here. Stillness or moving. Good. And then you'll bring your feet down. Bring your feet a little wider than your hips. So the slowest of slow, slow, slow motion windshield wipers. Your arms can come out in a T. We'll take the legs toward the left. And then the top leg, the right leg begins to go. The left leg is still. And then at a certain point, it will come also. Here we go. Slow, slow, slow. We end up on the other side. If these don't feel good, take the pace that does feel good to you. The top leg begins to move toward the other side. And the bottom leg gets a gentle nudge to follow along. I'm going to add an element to this, whichever style you're doing, this should work. When you get to the side, the top leg will squeeze the butt, release, and then make your way to the other side. When you arrive, the top leg, that buttocks, you give a little squeeze. Release and switch sides. Make sure you're not holding your breath. I was just holding my breath. Bad yogi. And we'll do one more each way. resting in neutral. If you're done, you can hug your knees in if you'd like and be done with this. Last side. And back to center. You can take your cushion. We'll build supported bridge, lifting the hips, placing them on your support, keeping your head support or not. And because we've been a lot in this position with our legs bent in the chair and then with our wipers, we're going to try straightening one leg out. Take a couple of breaths. Notice if that's okay in your body. And then you can bring the leg back. Try the other leg, sliding it out. The heel rests on the ground, but we're opening up across the front of the hip and maybe a stretch on the thigh. And bring that leg back. You're moving with intention, not just flinging the leg around, moving with intention and care and love. So you can do one more time each side, or perhaps you want to try both legs at the same time. Flex your ankles. You can take a cactus arm here and let the whole front body stretch. And if this is not good, take one leg and then the other. And if that becomes too much, please do just bend your knees and let your feet be on the ground. We'll take a few deep breaths here. You can bring your arms back down. Draw the legs back in. Hug your knees in. And you could stay right here. This might feel nice on the low back and the buttocks, or you can take your legs up into the sky. You might allow a soft bend in your knees. Your arms can be anywhere. Shavasana, in a T, maybe back in the cactus. And then what about the glorious feet? Maybe wiggle your toes. Maybe scrunch the toes and spread them out. And maybe find an active foot. So it looks like it's in a high heel, like a Barbie doll foot. Maybe they're making Barbie dolls with flat feet now so that they can wear Birkenstocks, not heels. And that becomes quite intense. You could let the feet relax and then maybe visit it one more time. And then let the legs and the feet relax. You can let your arms float up as well, but find a softness in this. If it does not feel soothing, bring your feet down to the ground. 3 deep breaths here. And we'll slowly come down. Maybe one more time, legs straighten out. Arms could reach up and all the way over. Lengthen the whole body. 3 full breaths. After your 3rd breath, release the arms, bend your knees, and we'll come off the cushion, lifting up, removing the cushion, and grabbing your other support and setting yourself up for Shavasana. I like to support the thighs, having the cushion close to the buttocks, the legs outstretched and completely relaxed, supporting your head and your neck, and letting your arms rest, not glued to your side, but maybe down toward your side body, palms up or down. Remember, you can take a longer Shavasana as long as you'd like. Let your body rest. Rest longer if you would like, or begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Maybe once again, reach your arms up and overhead, stretching the whole body. Front, sides, and back. Inhale and exhale. Bending one knee and then the other. Roll to one side, fetal pose. Checking in. And bring yourself up to sit. Hands come to touch in front of your heart. You can bow your head in toward your heart, thanking yourself for showing up to practice. And I thank each and every one of you for showing up and sharing your practice today, creating our community. Take wonderful care of yourselves, and I'll see you Thursday for bed yoga. Namaste.